What's good? My RumbleCast dudes. That we're working on it. Working on that.
Yes, we're working on it, dude. I swear. It's first episode. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ryan Kelly here, and today, and for the rest of these podcasts, I'm here with your boy
Ray. What is up?
Yeah, we were laying in bed late at night, and I was like, "Hey, dude," and you were like, "Yeah, dude." I was like, "You want to make a video?" And it's like, "Nah, dude, I don't feel like doing a let's play." And I was like, "Oh, you don't feel like doing a let's play? Okay, what do you want to do instead?" And then Ray was like, "I got an idea, dude. I've always wanted to do a podcast. Ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to do one." And I was like, "Ah, shit, dude. I came able to do it." And then this podcast was made. We came up with a name today. We were just like, you know what? Who cares?
Not only did we come up with it today, we came up with it about 8 minutes before the podcast started. But I like it. I like it.
I do too. It's actually very classy, and I like that cringe intro I just made up at the start, dude. It's just great.
Yeah,
what's up, my RumblePack dudes? No, I swear though, this podcast it will be decent. I swear it will actually be able to be listenable. You know, and
course.
I'll have some issues stuttering, but you're just gonna have to deal with that. You know what? It's part of life. Not everyone's perfect.
I don't even notice it. Don't bring it up.
I have to though. The people have to understand.
All right, I see.
Okay, so anyway, one thing I want to talk to you about is the Metroid Prime Federations, because I know little to nothing about it, and I kind of want to know more about it. The only thing I know is that it's all multiplayer, kind of like the Legend of Zelda Triforce thing, and that's because you told me about that.
Well, okay, the thing about that is, at least from what I know about it, it's not entirely multiplayer. You couldn't play just one person, because I know in Triforce Heroes when you play single player, you have to play with like two other dummies, and like so it's basically like playing multiplayer. But in this game, you can just play one person. You don't have to have like other fake characters with you. Something interesting. Like that. Mm-hmm.
So like I have watched some gameplay of it. Like I think it was Game Explain. I don't remember. I was watching someone fight one of the bosses. I'm not gonna lie, it looked really low quality. Like even for a 3DS game, it looks like low quality. Is that just because like there's so much online? They sacrifice graphics for the online play, or what?
I feel like because the game is probably pretty big, they had to sacrifice graphics. I don't know about online.
Is it like a really big game though? Like, is there a lot to do after you beat the game, or is it just like a generic story game? Like I didn't know there was like a post game or like an online multiplayer sort of thing.
I don't know but
like, I thought the story mode was the multiplayer. Like I didn't know. Like I don't.
Yeah, there is like the story mode. You can either play entirely single player or entirely multiplayer. It like doesn't matter. Yeah,
but like what I'm asking though is like, is there? I'm not really making a lot of sense, so I apologize if I'm not making sense. But like,
it's all good.
Is there like a multiplayer mode besides the story, or is it just the story and like it's a really big story, or is there like more you can do once you beat the story?
Yeah, that I have no idea. I hope so, because it'd be... I don't know how I'd like it if it would just end after the story.
I mean, I just assumed you were the Metroid Prime Federation Force expert here, so
I
don't know anything about this. Oh, great. We're just like a couple of dumb...
I'm not even close. I mean, I don't know. I want to learn more about the game, too, because I would consider buying it if I knew more, but...
See, I already know I'm not going to buy it, because... First of all, I love the Metroid series, and I love Prime, and I love Super Metroid and everything. And they took such a big break after Other M, and they come back with a spin-off game, which apparently what I've heard too is it wasn't even supposed to be a Metroid game originally. It's supposed to be something completely different, but they're like, wow, this kind of looks like Metroid. Let's add some Metroid stuff. And kind of disappoints me that the first Metroid game in a long-ass time is going to be that.
Well, like, my view on it is that yeah, they kind of screwed up Metroid Prime, but I don't see it as a Metroid game. I see it as like a game that just looks fun. You know, that's why I kind of wanted it, not as a Metroid game, but just as a game.
You see, the reason why I bring this up though is because I had another conversation I wanted to talk to you about. We were talking about this a little bit earlier, and I want to hear like our viewers, or if we even have viewers at this point, our viewers' point of view.
Don't say that.
Dude, you never know.
Dude, never bring that up.
What I fuck this. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to say bad words. It's really hard for me. It's really hard. just I don't know. Anyway.
Do we even know if this is gonna be censored? I don't think it really matters.
No, I don't think it should be. But I'm trying to like become more clean, like not say a lot of bad words. So
I understand.
It's really hard for me.
Please bear with us, viewers. This is a
first
test
episode.
run. Yeah, it's a first episode. This is promo stuff right here.
Well, anyway, what I was saying was, we were talking about how Luigi's Mansion and Dark Moon are like completely different, and like how Dark Moon's really bad compared to Luigi's Mansion. And
Gotta watch out with saying that too.
Do what?
Gotta watch out with saying that too, because there are a lot of people who like Dark Moon.
No, I'm not saying that. Okay, this is what I'm saying. We were talking about that, and I really did dislike Dark Moon. I'm sorry to anyone who is offended by that. It's just they changed it so much from the first one. But the more I thought about it, the more that they did change it a lot, but they didn't change, I guess, the characters. They didn't like try to ruin Luigi.
No,
and they kept him pretty much the same.
Yeah, I'd say that. I mean, pretty much.
I mean, I know this is like a really random topic to talk about, like when Dark Moon came out like years ago, but I just think it's interesting that there's been two game series that's done this now. Metroid's done it, and Luigi's Mansion, like coming back after such a long time period and completely changing the formula. Because, for example, Super Metroid, I don't remember when it came out. I think it was 1991, maybe. I don't know. That's just a random date. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it came out sometime in the 90s or late 80s. And then the next Metroid game is Metroid Prime for the GameCube. Like, they took a little break from Metroid, and they completely changed the formula. But they changed it up in, like, a really good way. Like, they made it actually fun. Or, I'm not saying Super Metroid's not fun. I love Super Metroid. But they made it fun in a different way. Like, they made a first-person point of view game fun. And I usually don't like games like that. So that is a good change, and the reason why I bring this up is because Luigi's Mansion had the same gap or time period break. I don't know if it's as big as Metroid's was or bigger, but
Feels
Luigi's Mansion. Oh, it was.
I think so. Yeah.
I didn't really do the math for it. I'm just like spitting out.
Close enough. They're both over 10 years, I think. So.
Well, Luigi's Mansion came out in 2001. I know that for a fact. And that game is a lot more linear than the second one, which. You're like, Luigi's Mansion isn't that linear, but you think about Area 3, where you go, like, and you can do anything you want to get Mario stuff. You can do it in any order. Like, there's no specific order. But in Dark Moon, they've changed it to mission-based, and you have to do it in this certain order. Now, you don't have to do every single mission, but you do have to do the missions in chronological order so that you can unlock the next mission. And there's some bonus missions, but that still doesn't change the fact that the game's not linear anymore. And you can say, oh, but you can go to any room you want to in Dark Moon. Yeah, you can do that, but it doesn't change the fact that the levels, or the game itself is linear now. It's just like a Super Mario Galaxy level. The game is still linear, in a sense, because the levels are linear. But the game itself, you can do it in any order you want. Exactly. With Dark Moon, it takes that away as well, which is one of the main reasons why I don't like the game. Now, when I first saw the trailer for it, I was really excited, because, you have several different mansions, and I was really excited to go into different matches, but when I discovered that they changed it to mission-based, that really made me mad. Like, why change a formula that's so good already?
Exactly.
Yeah, and they think there's more bosses in Dark Moon, but there's actually less bosses. Because if you count the family members in the first game as bosses, which I consider them bosses, then there's a lot less, because the family members were awesome bosses. Then you have, like, the main area bosses, like Chansey and, Bogmire, Boolossus, and King Boo, which, by the way, the King Boo fight in this game, I do have to say I kind of like it. It's kind of different. It's got, like, a unique twist to it. But two of the bosses from the game are, like, just repeats. Like, the Boolossus fight is a repeat of the first one, except they did change it up into, like, a little train thing, which is kind of random. And then it's King Boo, which are two of the main bosses from Dark Moon.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Boolossus is in Dark Moon?
Pretty sure. It's like the little train thing.
Oh my god. Oh, I didn't play the game all the way through. I couldn't.
I played it all the way through just so I can have like a fair point of view on it. So like I don't just hate the game just because it's a sequel and it's like completely different. I gave the game a chance to impress me. The only thing that really impressed me from the game was the iceberg boss. That was actually a really fun boss, and I really like the spider boss too. But that's it. I didn't like the missions. I didn't like the new art style they went with. It was too cartoony. Now, I'm not saying the old style is not cartoony, which it is. It is cartoony, but it looked like other GameCube games during the time. Like Super Mario Sunshine looked like Luigi's Mansion, and I don't know. I just felt like Luigi's Mansion and or not Pokemon. What am I talking about? Super Mario Sunshine were in the same world, but Dark Moon doesn't match the world I'm used to, and it just assumes in the game too that like Luigi's just in his house. Like I'm assuming it's a reference to the first mansion. He's just there in the house. And it's like the rank C house, like the average house. You know, it would be cool if he was in the rank A house. That'd be awesome. But they downgraded him for the sake of the second game. I don't know why we're talking about a game that's like several years old. I don't know how we got to this.
Bro, I don't know. I think we just couldn't get over the conversation from earlier while I was actually playing Luigi's Mansion, because I was playing Luigi's Mansion, for those of you who don't know, before the podcast started.
I don't know if you can tell or not, but we're kind of fans of Luigi's Mansion.
We are, yeah. That's why, not to sound like we're hating on Dark Moon, it's just that's how much we're obsessed with like the original one and the formula that the original one did. It's just like we have a hard time letting go of that for Dark Moon.
Yeah, dude, I critiqued the hell out of the second game whenever I played it. Because, like, I had to have it perfect. Because you had no idea. When I was a kid, I wanted Luigi's Mansion 2 so bad.
Oh,
man.
yeah, definitely. I mean...
I wanted it to be the same mansion and everything. I don't even know why. I wanted the same mansion with new family members, new ghosts. But my wish was destroyed when there were not only no family members, but it was just all random goons all over the place.
Yeah.
And every single boss had that little weird white ghost inside of it, which...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's just like you're fighting the same boss with different skin, pretty much. Does that make sense? Like a different skin on top of it, like the spider skin?
No, yeah, exactly. Another thing that bothered me was that I don't find the characters like... Well, the characters like Egad, Luigi, and Mario, I think that they had like maybe more charm or whatever in Dark Moon, but every other character, like the ghosts in that, they had like no backstory, no nothing. That's another thing that bothered me, because every character has their own biography and whatever in the original Luigi's Mansion, like all the family members, but in Dark Moon, they're just kind of there.
No, this is going back to the boss thing. I do agree with you on there's more character in Dark Moon, which... I can give Dark Moon that. They did improve on the character a little bit. Because, like, Egad was just there, but Egad... Well, no. Egad's kind of there, too, in Dark Moon. He doesn't really do a lot, either. I'm talking about... Well, yeah, I don't know what I think about this. I got distracted, because, like, I was thinking about my other thing. Which, my other thing is, there's a certain boss fight in Dark Moon, which I hate. The clock fight. Ray, did you do that?
That was the last mansion I was at. I never made it to the end.
Well, it is just an enemy gauntlet. It's not even a boss. Like the guy, the little white thing goes inside the clock hands, and like the clock goes around, and then like these ghosts appear based on what time it is on the clock, and you have to kill all the ghosts or vacuum up all the ghosts, and then you vacuum him up to get like his skin off. You know how he's like white, then orange, then red or whatever.
Yeah. It's
the same thing except there's no boss. I think they just ran out of ideas. They're like, all right. Screw it. Let's just do a clock thing.
Hey, they're probably in the room. They're like, hey, remember Vincent Van Gogh? How can we ruin that?
No, it's like, remember the Clockwork Soldiers? And then the clock room that was really awesome? Like, really eerie, how you had to turn all the clocks on to get them to activate? Oh, yeah, but do you remember also the Vincent Van Gogh fight where there's all those ghosts in the painting and it was really creative and cool? Let's saturate the hell out of that and ruin it by mixing the two together and just destroying it utterly by making it not even fun, just making it tedious, because that's what it felt like. It felt like the most tedious thing ever. Well, why did this become a review? This became a Dark Moon review. That's not the point of this. What wasn't the point of this video or podcast?
Do you want to move on to
I'm a little upset right now, dude.
I don't know. I think we got a little too far into it. If you hate us by now, thanks for sticking with us either way. But
yeah, thanks for respecting us if you actually like watched that far into it.
Listen, I mean, I think we should move on to the next topic before we start like getting really angry.
You want to talk about Pokemon Sun and Moon, how much news there's been in it? Because there's been quite a bit of news in Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Right. Yes. Well, this podcast hasn't been around. This is the first episode, so there's a lot to talk about in Sun and Moon, really.
Yeah, there's pretty much everything. We literally have everything to talk about. We're a little behind here in the Pokemon world.
The world of Pokemon.
The world of Pokemon.
Welcome.
See, I haven't been keeping. I mean, I did that recently, but I wasn't really keeping up with the Pokemon news that well because I was playing a game you might know of called Monster Hunter. My favorite game of all time. I love Monster Hunter so much. Anyway, that's a different topic for a different podcast. I don't want to get into that because I know if we get into Monster Hunter, Ray's gonna be bored and I'll be talking about it for like an hour. I'm already been talking about it for too long. Anyway, Pokemon Sun and Moon released a bunch of new Pokemon, which when the game was first announced, I think, when was it first announced? Do you remember?
No.
I know I watched a trailer in physics class. I know that. I just don't remember when.
Hold on.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but for the sake of the video, when it was first announced, there was nothing about the game. It just showed the title, Sun and Moon. That's it. Which I thought that was really cool. They're not showing anything off. That's awesome. We didn't know if it was another, like, 6th gen game or if they were making a new generation. But then, a few months later, there's this trailer about the starters, which blew everyone away because the starters were really awesome. Every one of them was cool, in my opinion. I even like Poplio.
I agree. I think they're all cool. Yeah, a lot of people, I don't know if you knew this, but a lot of people really don't like Poplio.
Oh,
I like Poplio.
There were so many memes on it on Twitter. Trust me, I know about it.
Have you seen the leaks of Poplio's final evolution?
I'm trying to avoid that. If it's actually real, I'm trying to avoid it.
It's alright. Well, I understand that, but I just gotta say to myself, I'm not a fan, but a lot of people are. That's all I'll say about it. Litten, I like. Oh, sorry, what's that?
Is it actually real, though? Is it, like, confirmed, or is it just, like, a fan art thing?
Oh, have you seen it?
No, I have not seen it.
It's confirmed. Well, it's pretty much confirmed. There's a lot of evidence behind it. And, like, it's 99.9% confirmed. If it's not confirmed, that's just a really weird coincidence because they noticed something in that, like, concept art picture that they revealed later in the trailer, which had to make it true.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Did Rowlet become, like, a Robin Hood-esque character when he was fully evolved? Because that was one of my theories from the get-go. Yes. Or is it only Poplio? He did?
Oh, yeah. It looks awesome. That's all I've got to say.
I didn't want that, dude. I wanted him to look like a majestic owl. I didn't want him to be like a Robin Hood owl. Because, like, I knew they were going to go that direction. Because, like, I think the theme is, like, a circus theme, I believe. Because there's the lion, or there's the tiger in the cage. Then there's the seal that, like, eats for tricks. And then there's going to be the ringmaster, the owl thing. But if he's like a archer or whatever, that destroys that theory. Because I don't think there's any archers in the circus. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, because, well, anyway. Let's talk about some of the more recent stuff. So there was also Alola forms announced, which was not expecting that. I was really expecting them to do Megas, but they haven't announced any Megas, so something tells me the Alola form is going to replace Mega Pokemon for 7th gen.
Well, I feel like they're still going to add new Megas, but maybe not as much.
I don't think they are. I don't think they're going to add any Megas. Yeah. Because they would have showed it off by now, dude. The game is, like, out, let's see, 3 or 4 months from now? I know we just dated this podcast, but, dude, Pokemon Sun and Moon's not out yet, and they haven't announced any Megas. They could be keeping it a surprise, but I don't see the point in them keeping it a surprise if they've, like, spoiled so much about the game. Because, like, when the game first started, I liked the eeriness of not knowing a lot about the game. But now that there's so much about the game, it's just like, all right, I know what to expect. And there's even, like, footage of the first 15 minutes of the game. Like, I like the way they were doing it, not showing off a lot of trailers. And it really pisses me off whenever people leak shit, and I can't avoid it, because, like, whenever I'm on Twitter, I follow a lot of, like, PokeTubers and stuff like that. Like, so a lot of my friends are, like, PokeTubers and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So I can't really avoid that shit. So it's just like, fuck. And then if it's actually real, which most of the time it is, I get extra pissed because I like seeing it in a trailer or in the game, like, catch me by surprise. But if it's just like a picture, I'm like, really? Because, like, I got one of my least favorite ones that I got spoiled for me was Sandit, which is my favorite Pokemon confirmed in 7th gen so far. I love that thing.
Wait, you saw an image of it before?
Yeah, on Twitter. It wasn't a leak. I just saw an image of it before I saw the trailer. Because like I'm not subscribed to the Pokemon channel, so I don't get a lot of like feed whenever they upload something new. I learn when there's a new trailer through Twitter.
Okay.
Which it's really annoying because you never know when there's a trailer. Because now they seem to be releasing it like once or twice like a week or every 2 weeks. Yeah, and then apparently there's something new too, where it's like, I don't think it's going to replace the Elite Four, but I think it's like a new thing to do besides the Elite Four, which is pretty odd. But I'll be excited to do that because it's something different that I'm not used to.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I like how they showed it off, but it's still really confusing to me. I have no idea what they're still planning. Like, they showed a little bit of it. It doesn't make sense yet.
Oh, and then another thing, too, there was it's been confirmed fake, but there was like a leak of the Pokédex, and in that Pokédex, they showed like a bunch of different legendaries. Like a legendary, like there's the 4 legendaries, like the Sun Lion, and then the Moon Bird thing, and then there was an Eclipse one. There was like those 3. And then there was 4 where it was like Topeko or whatever, like the Guardian of the Island. And there was like 3 other ones for like each island. They should do that. That's actually a really good idea. I don't know why they wouldn't do that.
That would be cool.
I would be down to see that. You know, like on 4. Is there ever like a 4 trio? Not a trio. I don't even know what they call that. Like, there's only trios and duos. There's not 4. You know, it'd be new to 7th gen. That'd be awesome.
A quadruo or something. I don't know.
Oh no, I guess there is the Reggie. There's the Reggies.
Not really though, because the 3 Reggies and then Regigigas is sort of by himself, and it started out as a trio too. So I don't know if I would count that.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
Regigigas is kind of just like God to them.
Yeah, he's God for him.
Damn.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see, what else can we talk about? Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about the Alola forms. I just got into the Megas somehow. Yeah, the Alola forms. So the Alolas that we know about right now are Alola Executor, Alola Vulpix and Ninetales, Alola Sandshrew and Sandslash, Alola. What's another Alola? Is that all of them, or is there something else I'm missing? Alola Meowth. I forgot about Alola Meowth.
Right,
Raichu, and then fudge.
Can't believe you even remembered Meowth. I don't even want to talk about that one.
I hate that one. That one looks so stupid, dude. It's like, why give Meowth an Alola form? You could have given Nidoking, my favorite Pokemon.
Hopefully they make it up with Persian though, because I think Persian would look sick.
Oh yeah.
If they don't follow through with what they did for Meowth, because they literally just made Meowth blue and like more feminine.
His whiskers stand up.
Yeah.
What's the point of that, dude? If I want a Meowth with whiskers standing, I'll just get a normal Meowth and I'll point his whiskers up, dude. That's not that hard to do.
I am super stoked for either. Well, they're probably not going to do Megas, but I'm super stoked for the fossil Pokemon. So Aerodactyl, Omastar, and Kabutops to all get Alolan forms. I think that'd be sick.
I don't know if they're gonna. If that's like basing if they do the whole Pokédex.
If they do the entire like 151, I think they might.
Dude, if they did that, it would be confirmed that Nintendo was catering to the Gen 1ers.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
If they did all the first gen, I mean they could be doing that, or it could be like, you know, it's Pokemon's 20-year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just make more first gen.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's considered still first gen or if it's considered 7th gen. I haven't really heard a lot about it, like the Alola forms, because it's still the first gen Pokemon, but it's just like a unique form it gets in Alola.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like they wouldn't pick out certain Pokemon to do it though from certain generations. So far, they've only shown off Gen 1s, right?
No, I know for a fact it's gonna be first gen. They would have announced a 2nd or 3rd gen or 4th gen or 5th gen or 6th gen, which I doubt they're gonna do anything with 6th gen because that was a horrible generation.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't horrible. I mean, it was better than 5th gen in my opinion, but still, that's
what's with you in 5th gen?
I don't like it, dude. The graphics look horrible.
I love it, dude. I know. Okay, whatever. It was hard for them to animate, have animated sprites. That's why Pokemon look kind of bad in battle. But I think it looked better than just having still Pokemon.
I'm not even like a graphic Nazi. I just hated the graphics, dude.
I don't understand.
It just looked like some toddlers were like, "Oh boy,
It looked
let's
nice.
add some.
I think it
let's
was
add
good.
some more rough edges to it, and let's make it look really pixelated. Let's make it look like a Game Boy game, but worse." That's what it looked like to me.
Well,
I
feel like
gave it a chance. I played it, and it just every time I went to a battle, I cringed because of how crappy it looked, dude.
Have you beaten the game?
I'm at the 2nd or 3rd gym leader. I have not played the whole game yet.
That's how I was with Oraz for up until about a couple of weeks ago. I got the game around launch, maybe a little later, but oh my god, I held off on playing it for so long just because like I'd burnt out on Ruby and Sapphire years before, and I just couldn't
bring yourself to do it.
Yeah, I couldn't bring myself to do it, but eventually I did. I really liked it, so I don't know.
I actually did not like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire that much. I liked Pokemon X and Y a lot because like I clocked so much hours in it, but I don't know why. I was expecting it to be something really magnificent. Like I knew it was gonna be like good for like a Pokemon game because I don't think they've actually made a bad Pokemon game that I can think of. But it's just like, wow, it's a lot different from the original.
If you could give your worst Pokemon game, what would it be? Because for me, I know for sure it'd be Black and White 2. It has to be.
Black and White and Black and White 2 would be my worst games.
I like Black and White though. I don't know. Black and White 2 obviously really wasn't necessary. I don't know why they did that. That was like,
yeah, I don't know why either. It's like weird too because like it's the only generation to have like a 2 in it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I also don't like how 6th Gen dropped the color thing. And Sun and Moon did too. It's just like X and Y, Sun and Moon. And there wasn't a Z. Come on, you gotta give some Zygarde respect, dude. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
What if the whole time Pokemon Sun and Moon's like an undercover name? And it's just like actually called Pokemon Z.
They just fuse the games together and become Z.
Yes.
They like Scrapple Lola, like or that's what the place is called, right?
Yeah, yeah, Lola.
Okay, I was just confused because of Lola form. I thought it was different. No, it's not. But I thought like they're probably just gonna scrap it completely.
Scrap-a-Lola?
They're just gonna scrap Lola and be like, "Welcome back to Kalos."
Yo, it's Kalos again. No, when I first saw Pokemon Sun and Moon, I thought it was gonna be a 6th Gen game because there's like a thing about a distant generation like saying the moon or whatever, and like there's only one team in 6th Gen and it's called Team Flare, so I thought in this game it would be Team Luna. I thought that for so long, dude. And then when they announced that the team was Team Skull, I was like, I like this better.
Yeah,
I like this better.
They're pretty cool. I like Team Skull, but it's weird. I don't know why it's Skull.
I'm not gonna lie though, I really love every single one of the Pokemon in 7th Gen. Like, there's not a Pokemon yet that I really just hate. Maybe Confetti, I don't like that one, but
Confetti, I forget what it looks like.
Confetti's like, it looks like one of those. I don't think it's called Confetti. It's like one of those Hawaiian flower necklaces you wear. You know, they like put it on you.
Oh,
it's literally a Pokemon like that. Comfy, that's it.
Yeah.
I love the Sandcastle one though. A lot of
people,
I don't know if people like that one or not, but I love it so much. Like, that's
I think
one of my
it's
favorite designs.
I can't wait to teach it Dig. I think that'll just be weird.
Dude. Oh, I also really like the fish Pokemon are fucking. Dang, I cussed.
No, that's
awesome. I'm trying not to cuss.
It is fine though.
Yeah. Anyway, I really like the fish Pokemon. Just ignore that, dude. Yeah.
Which the school form.
The school Pokemon, dude. That was sick. Awesome. I love the concept behind it. Like how it doesn't evolve. It just gets a new ability at level 50 or whatever level. Yeah. That's such a cool concept. More Pokemon should do that.
Exactly.
Like, instead of evolution, it just teams up with more Pokemon. It's genius. Like, that's the only Pokemon that I can think of to this day where when it gets to a certain level, it gets a new ability. That's like some Monster Hunter stuff there.
Oh, exactly.
Which is why I really like it. I had to squeeze Monster Hunter in. I apologize. But
I don't care. I mean...
I had to.
We'll let this one slide. Next time I'm not going to let you off so easily.
Alright, whatever, dude. It's fine, man. I just won't talk about it again.
Well, we have about 2 minutes left in this run of the podcast. More episodes will be longer. So to close up,
I don't want to stop yet though. I'm really passionate about this podcast, but I've got to get going pretty soon. So yeah,
exactly.
I guess we do gotta stop.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a 30-minute run. I think I should let it be known right now. If this is on the iTunes podcast app, which it most likely will be, I'm pretty sure they don't give you a hard time getting onto there. If it is, leave good ratings, my dude. If you enjoyed, leave reviews. Write what you think.
This random out-of-date podcast, probably in like 5 months.
It will not be 5 months.
No. I'm talking about like if you go back and watch this episode. It's like, God. Wow, Pokemon Sun and Moon's coming out soon. Like, dude, I already have Mega Mewtwo Z, dude. I don't need to hear this, man.
Mega Mewtwo Z.
I mean, come on. You know, if Mewtwo gets in Alola form, this is the last thing I'm going to talk about Pokemon, and then we can end the podcast. But if Mewtwo gets in Alola form, there's going to be 4 Mewtwo's, dude. Why? Exactly. I know Mewtwo's like a good legendary, but why so many Mewtwo forms? We have Mewtwo, Mega Mewtwo X, Mega Mewtwo Y, and then we would have a Alola Mewtwo. That would make me so butthurt.
Mewtwo's pretty great.
And then this too. If Mewtwo does get a Alola form, the Omegas would get Alola forms too. Then there's like
oh my god, there's like 20 Mewtwo's just. Oh my god.
Please make that. I actually want to see that happen. That'd be funny, dude.
Nintendo, like if you're watching,
you know Nintendo, please. Mega Alola Mewtwo X.
That would be awesome.
No, I don't think they're gonna do Alola Mewtwo. I mean, if they do a Pokédex thing, it'll probably be all the regular Pokemon, not legendaries.
I don't know. Well, I mean, we'll have to see, but I think they would. It would kind of seem out of place if they did legendaries, but I think Alola, like the legendary birds, would look sick.
Now, one I would be down with would be Alola Mew. Alola Mew.
Oh my god, cool. Mew needs they haven't touched Mew since Gen 1. Don't
casual Mew, get out of here. They replaced. See, like Mew was replaced with Exernian. No, not Exernian. Arceus, that's it. That's the Pokemon I was talking about.
Well, it was like Mew.
Last thing I'm talking about, I swear. Last thing. Mew wasn't even supposed to be in the game. It was like an Easter egg that someone put in the game that someone found. So they're like, oh crap, we gotta add 151 now.
Wait, Mew wasn't an Easter egg?
Yeah, you can only get. Yeah, he was an Easter egg for the programmers.
It was an Easter egg? I thought it was just a glitch.
I'm like 99% sure about that.
System. I thought it was just a glitch, though. Because I know the only way to get Mew other than the glitch or Easter egg is to get the way you're supposed to get it, which is an event. But that event's long gone, like over 20 years long gone.
Oh, there was an event in Red and Blue?
Oh, yeah, that's how you're supposed to get Mew.
Oh, well, never mind then. I thought for some reason I thought I saw a video somewhere where it was like, Mew was an Easter egg for the developers. But yeah, I guess that makes sense.
It sounds like every Poketuber ever.
Why did they forget Mew so fast though? They're like,
I have no idea.
God, Pokemon, Mew does not matter anymore.
Let's shine light on the failed clone of Mew.
Yeah, Mewtwo's better. He's taller. He's man-made. He has a cooler backstory. Mew's a fluffy little pink thing. No one likes him. He's trash. Mewtwo. Now Mewtwo's where it's at.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's the call of my tribe, dude. All right, we gotta end this out, dude.
All right. Well, yeah.
If you can hear
you're watching this, iTunes podcast, YouTube. I don't know where else it'll be. It could be anywhere. Make sure to leave some positive ratings if you enjoyed and some feedback. Yeah.
Now here's how we're gonna end every single podcast from now on.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to. No, we're gonna come up with something cool on the spot, dude. Don't forget to have your Rumble packs on full volume. That's good actually.
They don't make sounds.
Dude, a full vibration then. Make sure to have it at full vibration. Screw you. Thank you for watching. My name's Ryan Kelly.
And I'm Ray. Peace out.